First, it was just a rumor. A station not on the map, a corridor sealed with steel, a train with no driver. They said it was just paranoia. Until the first journalist disappeared, then a second, then a tourist, then a soldier. They all saw something. Something they were never supposed to see, and now the doors are closed. No names, no files, no way out. Under the streets of Pyongyang, something is moving, and it doesn't want to be found. They say it's one of the most beautiful metro stations on Earth. Marble columns, crystal chandeliers, mosaics that look like they belong in a royal palace. But this isn't Vienna. This isn't Moscow. This is Pyongyang. Welcome to the capital of the most secretive country on Earth. And welcome to the Pyongyang Metro. But the beauty you see is just the surface. There are trains here. Yes, tracks, tunnels, stations. But only a few of them are ever shown. You ride the train, you see 2 stations. And then, you're done. The rest, it's classified. Tourists are told it's just a short route. Locals avoid questions, and those who ask too much stop appearing in photos. So what's being hidden? What if the Pyongyang Metro isn't just a subway? What if it's a fortress? What if it's a weapon? What if it's something built not to help people move, but to help something else move? Unseen, underground, and unstoppable. This story begins with a door nearly 110 meters below ground. It leads to a platform, silent, polished, and eerily perfect. The murals are vibrant, the lights always glow, but the silence is loud, because here, you never really know who's watching. And once the train arrives, you realize something strange. This subway doesn't take you where you want to go. It only takes you where they want you to go. It was just past midnight. The tunnel was empty, silent, no passengers, no workers, just dim orange lights buzzing above the steel rails. But then, it came. A train. No headlights, no sound, just a faint vibration in the floor. A shadow moving across the far end of the platform. The station should have been closed. There were no schedules posted, no official night service. But the train didn't care. It passed through like a ghost, a blur of gray and metal that never slowed down. And just as quickly as it arrived, it vanished. No doors opened, no passenger stepped off, and if you blinked, you would have missed it. But it wasn't just once. These sightings have happened for years. A shadowy train, sometimes seen, never confirmed. Locals whisper about it. Tourists are warned not to ask. Some believe it's a maintenance train. Others aren't so sure. There are rumors of a second, secret metro line beneath Pyongyang. One that doesn't follow the same tracks. One that connects military bunkers, command centers, even the supreme leader's private estate. They call it Chalama Line 2. But here's the thing. There's no proof it exists. No photos, no maps, just whispers in the dark. And one former soldier's words. I once guarded an underground shaft, deeper than anything I'd ever seen. One night, a train came out of it. There were no lights, just a red star glowing at the front. And it never stopped. If these trains exist, then what are they carrying? People, weapons, secrets, or maybe something more dangerous. Silence. In most cities, the subway is just a way to get around. But Pyongyang is not like most cities. Its metro lies nearly 110 meters underground, deeper than almost any civilian subway system in the world. Officially, this was for safety. But no one really believed that, because this depth isn't just for earthquakes or bombs. It's for secrecy. Satellite images show inconsistencies. Buildings that should be connected aren't. Hills that rise without reason. Long, empty roads with checkpoints, but no destination. Researchers from South Korea and Russia have long speculated the existence of a parallel city. Underground. A network of tunnels so vast it could house thousands of people. Not just a metro, but bunkers, living quarters, command rooms, warehouses, air purification chambers, and military railways hidden under fake facades. Think it sounds far-fetched? In Moscow, there's Metro 2, a confirmed secret line used by the Kremlin. In Seoul, there are full bunkers beneath government buildings. So ask yourself, would North Korea, the most militarized, most paranoid regime on Earth, not do the same? One North Korean defector described it like this: "When I served near Pyongyang, I heard rumors of a base beneath us. They said it had its own lights, food, even a small hospital. But no one was allowed to go there, except the party." Another claimed, "Once during an earthquake drill, we were taken into a tunnel that sloped downward for almost 10 minutes. We passed 4 security doors, each heavier than the last. When we reached the end, I saw lights, and I swear, I heard the hum of trains." If true, this means Pyongyang may have a hidden layer that only a handful of people have ever seen. A second city, buried, secured, prepared for a world after the surface burns. But what are they waiting for? There's a station that doesn't exist, at least not on the official map. Its name? Bonghwa. No tourist has seen it. No public route goes there. And yet, whispers persist. It's said to lie between Puhung and Yonggwang stations, 2 of the only stops foreigners are ever allowed to visit. But Bonghwa? It's off limits. And those who mention it too often are warned. What makes it special? No one knows for sure. But multiple defectors tell the same story. A platform, longer than any other. A door thicker than a bank vault. And soldiers, stationed not to protect, but to prevent. To prevent anyone from getting out. Satellite images of the area show something strange. A structure above ground, disguised as a warehouse. But beneath it, a shaft. Deep, reinforced, quiet. Some believe it leads to a military command post. Others think it houses trains designed for nuclear evacuation. But one theory is more disturbing. That behind that door is an internal prison. A place for re-education, isolation, or something worse. A facility so secret, even mentioning it is dangerous. One former station technician gave a chilling statement. "I was told to clean one platform. It was completely empty, silent. But I saw wet footprints, like someone had just walked through barefoot." Others speak of a hum, low and constant, as if a generator was running deep beneath the tracks. But perhaps the strangest account came from a European diplomat. While touring the metro, I noticed a corridor to the left of the escalators. A guard immediately blocked the path. But for a split second, I saw it. A door, thick steel, no handle, and painted in red. The number 27, why 27? No one knows. And perhaps that's the most terrifying part. Secrets don't stay hidden on their own. They are guarded with silence, with fear, and sometimes with disappearance. Throughout the years, a strange pattern has emerged. People who ask too many questions don't stay long. Journalists, academics, diplomats, even curious tourists. They try to take photos. They ask about unlisted stations. They mention trains that don't appear on timetables. And then, they vanish from the narrative. In 2012, a Japanese videographer posted shaky footage of what he claimed was a third line branching from Yongguang Station. He uploaded it. It went viral. And within 48 hours, his account was deleted, his passport flagged, his website erased. Later, his colleagues said he received a visit from government liaisons. He never spoke of the metro again. Another case involved a Russian academic who published a paper speculating on an underground command center. 2 weeks later, the journal retracted the article, citing national security concerns. The author resigned from his university and left no forwarding address. Even foreign ambassadors have hinted at pressure. During one visit, I asked if we could see a different station, one diplomat recounted. The interpreter froze, then changed the subject. The next morning, our schedule was shortened, and my hotel room had been rearranged. But perhaps the most unsettling incident: a North Korean metro worker who fled to China in 2015. Before defecting, he claimed to have worked on tunnel maintenance. He spoke of strange trains, sealed doors, and a second city. He gave a single interview, then went silent. A year later, his body was found in a hotel in Yunnan province. The cause? Natural causes. Except he was 34 and healthy. What did he know? What had he seen? And more importantly, who didn't want him to tell? For years, we thought the metro was a shelter, a bunker, a last resort. But what if we were wrong? What if it wasn't built to hide from the world, but to strike into it? There are whispers that some of these tunnels don't just go deep. They go far, beyond Pyongyang, beyond the borders. Military analysts in South Korea have studied tremors underground along the DMZ, the heavily fortified demilitarized zone. In 2010, sensors picked up a rhythmic vibration, consistent with large vehicles moving through confined spaces. It lasted 7 minutes, then silence. The source was never found. The South Korean army later released photos of a partially collapsed tunnel, large enough for tanks to pass through. They said it was abandoned, but they never explained where it started or where it ended. One possibility: that Pyongyang's ghost trains don't just run within the capital, that they reach across the land like veins beneath skin, preparing to deliver more than just people. We believe there is a war plan, a retired U.S. intelligence officer once said, and it involves underground invasion routes. The logic is chilling. A surprise attack, not from above, but from below. Trains emerging in the south, loaded with soldiers, weapons, perhaps worse. And when it's too late to stop them, they're already there. This isn't science fiction. North Korea has a history of tunneling. They've built underground runways, artillery positions, even entire factories. And if even one of those tunnels is still active, connected to the metro system, then the next war might not start in the air. It might start under our feet. We've followed the lines, through silence, through shadows, through secrets sealed in steel and stone. And yet, we may still be looking only at the surface. Because what if there's more? A deeper layer, a third level beneath the capital. Not mapped, not named, not even rumored, just feared. A few defectors have hinted at it, but none dare describe it in detail. They only call it the cold zone. No windows, no sound, no colors on the wall, just white. Endless white. One said he glimpsed it during a blackout drill. We descended for nearly half an hour. The air got colder, thinner, Then we reached a floor with no tiles, just concrete. The corridor was long. I saw doors, no handles. I heard something behind them, not voices, something else. What was it? No one knows. What is this zone for? Escape? Detention? Experimentation? Or something more unimaginable? A control center? A shelter for only the elite? A final bastion, ready for life after death? We can only speculate. Because no one who works there speaks, no one who visits returns, and no official map shows it even exists. So we're left with a choice. Believe in what we see or fear what we don't. Perhaps the scariest part isn't the tunnels, isn't the trains, isn't even the sealed doors. It's the silence. Because when a system is this large, this deep, this quiet, you have to ask, what exactly is it waiting for?